right, welcome to Unscrewed Mind, episode number 52. And we just wanted to take a few minutes today and talk about Bob Proctor and our top things that we took from Bob and the things that we've learned from him, and just
Mm-hmm.
share with that with you guys. The five Bobs.
Yeah, the five Bobs.
These are quotes also,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just things that he repeats over and over again during his speeches and things. And it's because the repetition of the information is so important. Um, but thoughts become things. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. That one hits home for everybody. And if you look at your life, you will see that those things do come to you if you think about them. And then my favorite thing that Bob would do, and I would laugh about it, is he would say, "Stop it!" And so whenever you would have something that you were thinking negative, or if you were doing something negative, or you weren't taking action, he would scream. He'd scream, "Stop it!"
Stop it.
And I always thought that was funny. Um, and then, of course, like my mug says, "See it, believe it, do it."
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's going to be his little drawing. I forgot who he said that drew it, but it's it's definitely a powerful little man.
Yeah.
If you can just follow those simple little steps. Another favorite is, if you know what to do to reach your goal, it's not a big enough goal. And
Right.
so I'm always adding on to my goal or changing it, because I already know that the goal that I've set is already coming. So I might as well move on to the next one, and as
Mm-hmm.
they come through. So I always am changing my goal, making it bigger, adding things to it, seeing the things that I want. I get excited when I watch a Bob Proctor video, and I think that was the best part about him, is he could bring excitement through the screen. And the subject that he was talking about was always positive. You didn't feel like there was any negativity coming off of him.
I have four Bobs and then a
Okay.
couple stories that I really like. First one, and where I got these from is 2 years ago now. I was on YouTube after watching your favorite Bob Proctor video, Rusty. I went through and I watched Born Rich, which is Bob Proctor's success video. And
Mm-hmm.
um, I had pages of notes. So I had 10, 15 pages of notes, affirmations, things that he had said. So it was really neat to go back through that book where I had all that stuff written down and pull these ideas back out. And these are ones that I had highlighted a long time ago. Any idea that is held in the mind that is emphasized, either feared or revered, will begin to close itself in the most convenient form possible. That's, to me, that just screams the universe is always working. Whatever thought you hang on to, not only in the front of your mind, but in the back of your mind, is what's pulling stuff into your reality. So you got to be careful, and you got to know exactly what you're trying to get so that it can come to you. This one is really important because sometimes you can feel like you're not making any progress or you're not successful. Anyone that has a goal and is moving towards it is successful. So if you know where you're going and you've taken one little baby step towards it, you're a success, and you should celebrate that. My third one, you must create the space for the good that you desire. He likes to tell a story about, if you don't like your clothes, but you got a packed closet, go in your closet and get rid of everything that you don't wear. And he's like, I guarantee you in 3 months, that closet will be full again. And
Mm-hmm.
it's the same way with new habits. It's the same way with new cars. It's the same way with anything. If your life is full of crap, you got to carve out some space for some platinum or some gold to fall in that space. The only problem you ever have, this is my fourth one, the only problem you ever have is a self-image problem. It sets the boundaries of performance in your life. And then he gives two analogies that I loved. The thermostat analogy,
Mm-hmm.
where if your thermostat is set to 71, if it gets a little bit hotter in there or a little bit colder, the system turns on and it puts it right back at 71. Your self-image does the same exact thing to you. We also call it a paradigm in earlier episodes. And then the autopilot analogy. If you're flying a plane and you put it on autopilot, if it goes a little bit lower or a little bit higher, it's going to autocorrect and go right back to the same spot. You got to be aware of that. And you have to change the number on the dial to get where you want to go. And then the last one I have is you only have to until you want to, then you never have to again. I just think those 5 really stuck out to me. And I used to read those every day, and I don't anymore. I probably should, because just going back through and reading that stuff just made me feel really, really good. There also a couple more nuggets. 2% of people think, 3% of people think they think, and then 95% would rather die than think. That's never been more true than it is today. And then the other thing that he does too is he tells this story, and this is all about how you see yourself determines how successful you are. He tells a story about this little kid in his backyard, and he's throwing the ball up in the air and he's swinging at it. And every time he throws the ball up, he says, "I'm the greatest hitter in the world." And he swings and he misses it. And then he throws it up a second time. And he's like, "I'm the greatest hitter in the world." And he misses it. And the third time he picks it up, throws it up in the air. "I'm the greatest hitter in the world." And he swings as he misses it again. And then he sits there for a second and he goes, "I'm the greatest pitcher in the world." And, his outlook, obviously determines how good he feels about that situation, because he's a terrible hitter, but he's an excellent pitcher. And I just think that's a really fun story.
Yeah, and then just the paradigm talk and researching these and looking at my favorite quotes. It's just so crazy, because I've listened to countless hours of Bob Proctor. I have sent the quotes hundreds of times. I've talked to people about them, and I don't know how it's possible, but things seem new to me even now.
The Unscrewed Mind.